Hello and welcome to another episode of More
Yeah.
of a Six. It's the international break and England have just beat Wales 3-0, but with no Premier League footy to discuss, we're turning our focus to our teams of the season so far. Tonight I'm joined by Matt and Charlie and we're going to go through each of our teams, I should say, one by one. Player by player, as well as our honourable mentions. We've also got Kyle's team to discuss, but as it's his birthday, we thought we would give him the night off. So, without further to do, let's get straight into our teams. Obviously, no place to start than the goalkeepers. So, Char, let's have your goalkeeper. I feel like I know what your answer is going to be.
I don't think anyone's going to be surprised by my goalkeeper. I've gone for Dean Henderson.
Okay.
Most goals prevented statistically of any Premier League goalkeeper this season. I'm not sure clean sheets wise where he sits. I probably should have checked that. But I know we definitely had one of the better defences in the Prem this season.
We've conceded, just to chuck in to back your point, we've conceded the second least goals in the league so far this season.
I just think he's phenomenal. Shot stopping's unbelievable. And has been this season. And also his distribution is actually really underrated. He really just doesn't make mistakes with the ball at his feet. And I mean, that's kind of all you can ask because you do try and play out from the back a lot. But yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised at me getting for that. But yeah, Dean Henderson's my argument.
Matt, who have you gone with in goal?
He's one of my subs, or is he actually?
Okay, yeah, it's a good shout.
No, he is. I've gone with Robin Rose. I think, you've watched him some games this season. Everything points towards him being a top goalkeeper. His presence, in a goalkeeper, I always say you look for broad shoulders, good build. He has that, and his reactions are really, really good.
No, I just don't know why Charlie made that sus. He made a funny face when you said broad shoulders.
When I'm looking for a goalkeeper, I look at broad shoulders, handsome face.
No, I think Roofs is such a shout. I mean, he's been unbelievable. He was so good at Selhurst. I have also gone for Dean Henderson, and I can also confirm that Mr. Kyle Freegard has also gone for Mr. Dean Henderson. So that's 3 shouts for Dean. I think it's a fair shout. I think it's probably between him and Roofs.
That's fair.
So Robin Roofs is a joke.
Really good.
Whilst we're on it, by the way, he's not one of them I've written down honourable mentions. But when I did originally, I made the team. I did one player from each team. My goalkeeper is a bit of an outside shout because they're obviously not very great. But I think he's actually had a good season and he's made some great stuff. So I put Martin Dubravka. I think that was a good signing for Burnley because they obviously let go of Trafford and needed to bring in a goalkeeper. I got him in on a free, and I actually think he's been quite good for them.
There's definitely worse keepers. Pope's had a good season.
Tell you what,
I think for me it was between Pope, Henderson, and Roofs, but it just had to be Henderson. He's made so many big saves. So yeah, and obviously got my Palace bias. Right, we're going to jump over to left back, and I think again we'll go to Char because I think I know who Charlie's gone with. Because to be fair, I don't think it's just being biased. I think he has a very fair shout of being the best left back so far this year.
To be honest, it was between Al Hadji Malik Diouf and Tyrick Mitchell, and I've gone for Tyrick Mitchell, mate. I think he's an absolute, this season, he's been a joke. No, most tackles of any player in the Premier League this season with 16. Going forward, he's improved his game massively. He looks so confident. Even that shot that he obviously scored that beautiful goal against West Ham. Even that shot he took on against Everton the other day, where he beat his man shot. It was like that's not the Tyrick Mitchell that we've known over the last few years. And I think Pino's definitely brought the best out of him as well. They've had some great link up down that left hand side. I think he's been the best left back in the Prem this season. Obviously, it's a bias, but yeah.
I was surprised he wasn't in the England squad, considering the lack of options there. Because for me, he's the best defensive left back that England have. I think by quite some distance as well. I think Jed Spence is great going forward, and he is good defensively.
Yeah, he's underrated defensively, Spence.
But I think he is a good player. But I think Mitchell's just been very, very good. I mean, I'll get myself and Carl's out of the way quickly because we also both went with Mitchell. I just had to double check that I hadn't just copied and pasted. I had to double check that I hadn't copied and pasted my team instead of Kyle's team. But no, we have both gone for Mitchell. I'd echo what Charlie said. He has been the best defensive left back in the league this year statistically. Or this season, and he's also, like Charlie said, had the most successful tackles, the most tackles attempted. He's just been absolutely superb this year, really come out of his shell. We've already had Carl's, and Carl's not with us. So Matt, who have you gone with?
I feel like I'm gonna see a bit of a anti-Palace bias here, and I'm not coming across as that, but I've gone with Juve again. But I mean, I haven't seen a huge amount of Mitchell. I just typically just don't rate him from what I've seen in the past, to be honest. But Juve has been really, really good. His athleticism's outstanding.
Yeah, he's great.
His crossing is brilliant.
Again, I can understand
a
why you've
top
gone
left back.
with him there. I think he's been brilliant, and he's definitely got a lot better because he's always been quite average.
Again,
he's genuinely impossible to get past. Like
my idea of Mitchell
like not impossible, but like he's just so hard to beat.
Well, look what he did to Salah. I know Salah's not the best year, but he completely locked Salah up twice, didn't he, in the Community Shield as well?
No, you know Salah's only had one successful dribble this season.
Oh man, anyone could.
That's brilliant. That's a great little stat.
Yeah,
right, let's talk about our central defensive pairs now. We'll start with you with this one, Matt. So I assume we've all gone with a 4-2-3-1/4-3-3-esque formation. Okay, perfect. So let's go with your two centre backs then.
I've gone quite unconventional here, and my first one is Christian Romero. I think if you put him in one of the better teams in the world, he won't look out of place. And my second one, I've gone with Alderete from Sunderland.
I confess, I've not watched a lot of him.
If you've watched him, his ball playing.
He was really good against us. He's been
so good. So good, yeah. Really good. And he's probably up there as one of the better signings of the summer. And I've got quite a few Sunderland players mentioned, I think.
Okay.
And they did some really good business shouts in the summer. But Alderete
what we're going to do as well, we're going to get the boys to send me their teams, and I'll get a little overlay so we can kind of see them being built as we speak about them. Kyle's team, he went with Maxence Lacroix and Christian Romero. So again, echoing Matt's thoughts on Romero, obviously Kyle's got to get a Spurs player in there. Actually, in fact, he has two more Spurs players in there. But Lacroix's a good shout. I think he's had a good season from a Palace perspective. But I wouldn't say he's been our best centre-back. And that's because in my team, I have Mark Gay and also Marco Senesi from Bournemouth. I think that he has been absolutely phenomenal, especially with them losing Huijsen and I'm forgetting Zabani. Senesi's really kind of stepped in and he's been absolutely superb. Bournemouth have been unbelievable, especially defensively. They haven't conceded many goals. And then for Mark Gay, I think it's a no-brainer. I think he's just been, instantly demonstrated why Liverpool wanted him so badly. He's part of the best, one of the probably 2 or 3 best defences in the league. And even tonight for England, he's got 2 assists and put in an absolute top 10 performance. He's one of the best centre-backs in the world. There's a reason that Real Madrid are coming in for him by the sounds of it. So for me, it has to be Mark Gay. And then, like I said, Marco Senesi as well. Char, who have you got as your centre-backs?
So I want to preface it by doing a little honourable mention. And surprise, they played for Palace. But I was actually weighing up between going for Gueye or Chris Richards. Because I think Chris Richards has been phenomenal for us this season. He is so good. And obviously, look, I watch a lot of Palace, it's really easy to say. But the centre-backs I've gone for, I actually went for Sunderland centre-back too. But I think that Mukiele has been better than Alderete this season. I thought he was really, really good against us, especially. He locked Mateta up. He was aggressive. He was on him at all times. I think they've had a really good start to the season, and I think Mukiele's been class. And then my other centre back is Mark Gueye. I did obviously. I thought about Senesi actually. I think I put him down when I did the. No, I didn't put him down for the one for each team. We'll speak about that later. But I thought about it. But Gueye's just class, isn't he? There's not really much more I need to say about it. That Henry hasn't, but.
Dude is class. I will quickly mention one of.
Just doesn't make mistakes.
No, he's just ridiculously consistent. I'll just mention one of my honourable mentions because I only noted down 5, and Jean-Paul Van Heck. I think he's looked really good this year. You'd probably know more, but I just think he's kind of. I just think that he is every time I watch him, he's better than the last time I watched him. And granted, I don't watch Brighton that much, but I just think he's just turning into quite a solid Premier League defender.
Yeah, he always has been that, but I think this season he's been quite off it for a large part. I think last 2 games he's been very good and looked back to his best for sure. But also, to be fair, Dunk hasn't been too bad once. He's
The
actually
end
had
is
an
near.
all right start to
The
the
end is
season.
near. Don't worry.
But he's nowhere near a team of the season, Shal.
I will see him once again when I go to get my morning coffee at Hove, but this time he will not be a Premier League footballer. That will happen one day. Little flex. Well, it's not really a flex, but yeah, I do see a lot of the Brighton players quite a lot near where I live, including Brian Gruder all the time, constantly. It's really weird.
Nice.
Anyway, let's go.
I swear 2 roads down from you is like the road.
Get your
that's,
photo
like,
because that's going to be quite
Well,
a
Graham
lot.
Potter
where a
lives
lot
around
of
the
them-
corner from me, so
Yeah.
that's a fun
He
one.
probably lives
And
there,
he's always lived there. You know, Graham actually. This
Does
is
he?
a massive kind of walk away from what we're talking about, but Graham Potter has like lots of property in Brighton and Hove, and yeah, he lives around the corner from me. And I think he's lived there the entire duration of his job at both Chelsea and West Ham. He never moved.
I think
up
he
to
knew
London.
they weren't going to last very long.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, we digress. Let's jump back into the focus of the episode. We're going to talk about midfielders now. Now, I just want to quickly ask how you guys have set up, because I've got kind of 2 central midfielders and then an attacking kind of 3, and then the striker.
I've changed it now because for the purpose of debate, so that we can all put forward like similar ones. But I had like 3, like maybe 2 8s and a 6.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's start with you, Chai. If you put forward your kind of 2 deeper lying midfielders, I guess.
Yeah, I've got.
So the ones I'm going to put forward for deeper lying will be Adam Wharton. I mean, it's just going to be a full Palace team. But we have been unreal. But
yeah.
Did we miss right back, by the way? I think we missed right back.
Oh, no, we just completely jumped over right backs. Wait, hold on there. Let's pause on Wharton. My apologies. Go to right back.
Okay, I'll go right back. All right. I haven't gone for a Palace player.
Really?
Yeah, right back. Mainly because I didn't want it to be a full Palace team. I don't want to get pelters for that. I've gone for Urian Timber because he has been class. And I think he's just. It's like he wasn't fully fit last season for most of the season, and then obviously I think he signed a year before. Was this his 3rd year or 2nd?
I think this is his 2nd year. I think he signed last year was his first year, I think.
But it's his first like proper season, and I think he's just been top notch.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
He's really solid at the back, very hard to beat, and he's actually pretty good going forward for a player that was a centre back, really.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's been really good.
He's in my honourable mentions list, but this is the last Palace player I put on my team, but it's Danny Munoz. I think he's been absolutely superb. I mean, he's the best. He's the best. For me, he's the best specialist in that position. And I understand we're talking about right back and he's a right wing back, but in terms of specialists, I think the only other person in the world of football that I think would do a better job than what he does in that role would be Achraf Hakimi. That's probably it. Maybe Dumfries. But for me, Munoz is easily top 2, 3 specialist wing backs in the world on that side. He's just unbelievable. I mean, no, I don't think any Premier League defender's got more goals. I think he's got 6 goals, 6 assists this calendar year, which is more than any other Premier League.
Yeah,
it's more than any other Premier League defender.
Most in 2025.
Okay, Kyle went for Timber, so I assume similar arguments to you. I think Timber's a good shout. Matt, who did you go for right back? There we go. Nice and easy. Timber almost gets a clean sweep. Okay, right, now we'll go back to chart for the midfielders. So we started off with Adam Wharton. Who have you got partnering him?
Well, I want to speak about Adam Wharton for a second.
I'm more than happy to hear that.
Genuinely, we said it when Elise was at Palace. I think he will be probably the best player to ever play for the club. He's an absolute joke. Like, he's just outrageous. I was just looking at his stats earlier. He's got 100% dribble success rate in the Premier League this season. He attempted 7 dribbles, completed all of them. He's got 11 chances created, which puts him in like the upper percentile for midfielders. And his expected assists is 1.34. I'm not like, for context, the metric of expected assists that doesn't like sound very high, but like to get high expected assists is not easy, and that to have 1.34 as like a
it's very different to expected goals, isn't it?
It's an absolute joke, mate. He just every time he gets the ball, he finds a pass. He's so sharp. there was a little bit against Everton where he did that step over and he just absolutely sent in Jai. He's
I mean,
got
there's
everything, and he
compilations.
can
There's
tackle as well.
there's 3-4 minute compilations coming out after every game he plays. I mean, and he's just unbelievable. And I think I saw people saying that you never really see him run much, but that's because he's always in the right place. Like he doesn't need
I think
to.
that's a choice.
He
I think
doesn't
that's a
need to.
choice, if anything. Like he doesn't need to run.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to sprint around because he's always in the right place. Always.
He's that good, yeah.
Yeah, no, Matt, I
And then
agree. I
next to
think
him-
he is similar to Rodri. Sorry, Char. Who's your other centre mid?
and then next to him, I've got a bit of a toss up because I've took out one of them and replaced him with the 10. But I think I'm going to go for Ryan Gravenberch. The player I was tossing up was Xhaka, but Xhaka has been really good, and obviously he's very influential for Sunderland as their captain and kind of the experienced player in the middle of the pitch for them. But Ryan Gravenberch is just an absolute joke, and he's added the ability to score to get that goal against Everton was outrageous. Obviously Liverpool had a great start, and maybe the last few weeks they've trailed off a bit, but he's just such a Rolls Royce midfielder, very similar.
He
to
has
Moore in that
also
respect.
had to step back into centre back, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's had to
of course.
drop a bit
He's very
deeper.
versatile.
Yeah, no,
he's top
I
notch.
completely agree. He's been brilliant. I'll jump mine out the way and then we'll go Matt and then Kyle's. I also went Gravenberch. I didn't go Wharton purely because that would have been, wow, my first 6 players, 5 of them would have been Palace. But I think Wharton's destined for the top. I mean, he'll be at Real Madrid in no time. He's the most Spanish non-Spanish guy I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he plays like he came through La Masia. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Next to Gravenberch, though, I have Moises Caicedo. I think that he is genuinely, I genuinely think he's one of the best midfielders in the world at the minute. I mean, he's so good. Yeah, if not, I mean, he's just an absolute beast. And I think, we touched on it at the weekend on the episode that we released earlier this week about those kind of midfielders that suddenly start adding goals to their games. And he started doing that, and the ability to just, I'm not like, I know he scored like good goals for quite a while, but now it just seems that whenever he's got the ball on the edge of the box, you should not be letting him shoot because he just has the ability to pick out the top corner with such ease. And just his general game, I just think he's brilliant. He's a large part of why Chelsea are doing relatively well so far this year. So for me, yeah, Gravenberch and Caicedo. Matt, who have you got as your midfielders?
I couldn't decide between Papa Matar, and Adam Wharton. That's the first one. Wharton, yeah, you went over it. He's unbelievable. What more needs to be said? He's a perfect footballer. He's a perfect midfielder, and he will go to Real Madrid, and he will show everyone why he's genuinely world class. I mean, I said the same about Baleba, so I can say the same about Wharton. For my yes, and Sarr as well. I touched a bit on Sarr. He's everywhere. Where is he not? And on the ball, he gives a lot of value as well. His runs off the ball outstanding. And for my second one, yes, it's Moises Caicedo. Quite easy to guess, but we all saw this in him. We all saw this world class talent.
Can we just take a minute to talk
really
about
came
that,
in
though,
against Arsenal
and about how
on his debut
satisfying it is as a fan of a smaller club, which we all are. All 3 of us are fans of what we would call smaller clubs, and you have a player like a Caicedo, like an Elise, like a Baleba, like a Wharton, like a Gay, and you're screaming into a crowd where nobody is listening to you that these players are absolutely unbelievable and they are going to make it to the very top. And I'm sure Bournemouth were doing the same with Huijsen when they first had him, and Zabani, and they're probably doing the same with Semenyo now. And I'm sure you could go through every kind of club of our sizes and have a similar example. But how satisfying is it when they make that move and then bang, like they are just... I mean, seeing Michael Elise nominated for a Ballon d'Or. So, I mean, I watched him take his first touch of a ball at Palace and I thought, yeah, he is a different level. And it's just such a great... great. It's another great shout, Like, just it's such a great feeling, isn't it? To kind of have, it's that kind of like... I don't know, just proof. There's the proof. I was right the whole time.
Well, I've been having this big like argument on Twitter. I put out a tweet the other day, and it was this tweet, and it was asking who's got the best midfield going into the World Cup, and the England midfield was Rice, Bellingham, and Anderson. And I quoted it, and I said, "Why is Anderson suddenly that third man in midfield? Like, what about Adam Wharton? Like, he's 100% better than Anderson." And I had loads of Forest fans telling me they were going, "You're deluded, mate. Like, everybody knows Anderson's better. Oh, Wharton's nowhere near Anderson." And like you were saying about the amount of times that we've seen these players come through, and I'm now confident enough that I actually said to some bloke, I was like, "It's fine." In like, he bookmarked it, and he said, "Oh, this bookmark's going to be great." I said, "You won't come back to this, mate, because you won't want to.
Yeah,
You'll be embarrassed."
100%.
Because
And
Adam
also,
Wharton will be playing for Real Madrid in like 2 years. And
the thing I'll say about that is that Elliot Anderson's been fantastic for England specifically this season. You know, in the 2 international breaks, he's been really good. He was great again tonight. But the thing I would say is that last 2 games, he's not been great for Forest. That's the difference for me, is that Adam Wharton is always good. Adam Wharton, like I said earlier, every single game, you get a 4 to 5 minute compilation of him, which is being absolutely drooled over by thousands of people, thousands of fans of massive clubs, because he's that good. That's his baseline. His Adam Wharton having an average game is like Elliot Anderson having a good game. Obviously, Elliot Anderson has great games and he's fantastic, but when Wharton has a great game, he's absolutely unplayable. And I mean, look what Jack Grealish said after we lost against Everton. He said, you know, I can't believe I've got man of the match. And this is, I think we'll touch on this in another special video that we're going to do over the international break about kind of our hot takes about football. But just quickly related to that is that why are man of the match awards only given to people that get goals and assists? I mean, you like pundits spend the whole game watching players.
If you win the game.
Yeah,
or that win the game.
If you
I remember the Merseyside derby as well. Do you remember that? The commentator they went, "Oh, Jack Grealish was the best player on the pitch today, but I'm gonna give it to Gravenberch."
Yeah,
and it's like, what you just give it to Jack Grealish?
But this thing, anybody that sat down and watched that Palace Everton game, including every Everton fan I interacted with, said, "Bloody hell, Wharton is absolutely mustard." Like, I'm so jealous. He was the best player on the pitch. He should have got man of the match. That's just a pet peeve. Anyway, let's move on to our kind of 3 kind of more attacking players behind the striker. We'll start with the kind of number 10, I guess you call it. Who have you gone for, Matt? We'll start with the kind of number 10, I guess you call it. Who have you gone for?
I've gone with Semenyo, although it's not his prime position. I just had to get him in.
Well, let's
and
quickly.
I kind of had to get
let's
in.
quickly.
Who's at right
we'll
wing
do
as
all
well.
3 at once.
I think I know who's at right wing.
Semenyo,
we'll do all 3 at
beast.
once behind the striker, because I think people have the same players maybe in different parts of the pitch. So let's do
left wing.
Matt's 3, and then we'll do it. Everyone else.
I don't think we have his right wing.
So let's do.
I don't think we have his. I know who his right wing is.
Can I guess? Can I guess?
Yeah,
who it is?
no, I don't think you do, and I don't think you will. Grealish.
Is it
Grealish
Yankee
at left wing.
Minter?
First of all, Grealish at left wing.
To be fair, he's in my honourable mentions.
It is. And I actually think he's deserving of it as well. He's been outstanding, Minter, every single game. His pace is unbelievable. He's so direct, and he's just all round quality. His defensive work rate.
I saw your tweet the other day when it was like, what actually? I think it was you.
Everything about him.
Like, what actually is the plan? Is it just? It's just pass to Minter and pray. Like, that's all we can do. I don't know if that was that you. I can't remember.
Yeah. He's one of our only outlets. No, it wasn't me. No, I saw that tweet though. And literally all it was because we stuck Minter out on the left against Wolves. And I don't think he was that great, to be honest, because he's very one-dimensional when he's on the left. Whereas when he's on the right, he can go both inside and outside. Whereas, yeah, as I say, he can't cut in on the left. And to be fair, that worked against Chelsea since he was getting the best out of Gusto and Reece James going around the outside and getting crosses in.
Attributes.
That got
he has all of the attributes of a good Premier League winger, doesn't he? Like, he's quick, he's good on the ball, he's very direct. Yeah, no, I really like him.
Direct is such an underrated attribute, isn't it? Direct.
Get on the ball and just run at someone.
A winger being direct, just go try and score a goal. Yeah. We love to watch it.
What's going on with Matoma?
It feels like Matoma's lost that a little bit, but yeah, that's what Grealish has always said. It's difficult to say, really. I feel like he's lost a bit of, I don't know, confidence, faith in Hurtsler.
No, of course.
I don't know. I don't want to read too much into anything, really. He has been injured as well. He's maybe a small injury. He missed the game against Wolves, and he's missed the international break with
Okay, that's
Japan as well.
interesting.
So it could be that.
I'm
Don't know.
gonna do me and
We'll see. Really.
yeah. So yeah. So I think
And you heard Grealish
an
left
obvious
wing,
shout,
right?
I think I'm going to do me and Kyle's at the same time because we have exactly the same, and we actually position them all the same. We both went with Grealish in the 10, Kudus on the right, and then Semenyo left. Grealish for me has been absolutely brilliant, and I absolutely love Jack Grealish. Like he's so hard to dislike. I mean, everything about him. He's just such a classy top bloke, and he plays like an absolute bellend sometimes. But he's the kind of player that you don't like. The only time I don't like Jack Grealish is when the 90 minutes that we're playing a game of football against him because he's a pain in the arse and because he's really good. But outside that, you just can't hate him. I mean, like I touched on earlier, the interview and when he mentioned Wharton, you see him, some little Palace fan, like tried to mug him off, like and went like that when he tried to shake his hand, and great, like just everything about the bloke. He just absolutely reeks of just being just such a nice bloke. Can't speak highly enough of Jack Grealish, and I'm so happy he's doing so well at Everton.
Well, our mum told us a story, didn't she? Do you remember this, Henry? About a friend of hers. When Grealish was at Man City, a friend of our mum's got invited to sit in a box, right? And they were told it was next to Grealish's, and they basically said, like they were told before, they were like brief. They said like you can't disturb him, let him do his own thing, like he's here with his family, kind of thing, like etc. etc. Halfway through the game or something, obviously, you know, like the boxes, once you go out, like the seats aren't separated, they're all there. I think one of them was like, oh, I'm gonna be cheeky, like I think they'd had a few drinks. They went over and they asked him. Apparently he was so nice, and he like spent like 30 minutes like with all of them, took photos of all of them, chatted to them all. Apparently he's just a lovely chap, and I'm really happy for him that he's doing really well.
Yeah, honestly, he's just like the nation's sweetheart, isn't he? He was for that, that Euros, and it's great to see him doing well again. And I can't believe that he's not in the England squad. Absolutely mental. Anyway, I went for Semenyo left wing, as did Kyle. I think Semenyo has just been. I mean, we spoke quite a lot about Semenyo in the kind of review of game week 7. I mean, you just can't say enough. He's so good. He's absolutely phenomenal. And then Kudus for me at right wing, and for Kyle. Obviously, Kyle went with Kudus. I can't argue his points, but I just think he's been a really good signing. I think he's come and he's given Spurs. I think Spurs were really in need of some decent attackers to come in and really hit the ground running with Son obviously leaving and had been on the decline before that. And I just think Kudus has come on and he's been absolutely superb. Char, who are your attacking three?
So I've gone for the obvious two. I think that Kudus and Semenyo. I think Kudus is. I love watching him. I mean, you said that it's a kind of Spurs needed an attacker. I think Spurs needed an entertainer as well. Like you think about their wingers prior. You've got like Brendan Johnson doesn't really want to beat a man. There's obviously that big joke among Spurs fans that he can't beat a man. And I just like a real entertainer. Like every team should have one. And Kudus is that. He's just brilliant. Like he gets on the ball and he makes stuff happen. And his goal the other day against Leeds was unbelievable, like anticipating that mistake. And just the main thing that I noticed with him is he takes so many touches. I don't know if you've noticed this, but like he'll cover like 10 yards of space, and where like another player would take 2 touches, he takes like 4 or 5. Keeps the ball so close to him. That's why he's so hard to tackle. And obviously Semenyo, you've said we don't really need to speak much. He's an absolute joke. I've actually gone for a bit of a different route. This is the change I made in the 10. I've gone for Dewsbury Hall. I think he's been really good at Everton. I think that was such a good signing, and I think he's got the work rate, he's got defensive output. He gets yellow cards for ridiculous things. And he also could score a goal like that volley that he scored with where Grealish scoops it up for him near post. Joke of a volley. He's such a great
I think his time at Chelsea
may
be distracted from how good of a player he is. Because he was great at Leicester and then went to Chelsea, barely played. And yeah, like it's kind of similar to Grealish for me. Like it's quite nice to see him doing well. I'm just glad he didn't go to Brighton.
James Maddison regen.
Wonder why he went
James
to
Maddison
Chelsea.
regen, isn't he?
Yeah, I wonder why he went to Chelsea. The thing is, yeah, the thing is, we'd actually agreed a deal with Leicester to sign him, and it was like 20 mil plus
Yakamoto's a player, by the way.
Moura
He's a
to
player.
go to Leicester. Yeah, it was crazy. He's not bad. He's doing really well at Feyenoord, and like he's a great guy as well, Yakamoto. But yeah, no, the whole time it was just waiting for Chelsea, and then when they actually came in with an offer, you know what's gonna happen. And then we went and got Matt O'Reilly, and that looked good at first. But I mean, to be fair,
Maybe
really
you're
well
the
at Marseille.
problem.
So again, best of luck to him.
Maybe
say it quietly.
Yeah.
Oh dear, right.
Never.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
But
that,
we
yeah.
signed.
How many
We
minutes has
signed
he
Aaron.
played?
We
Is
signed
he
Aaron
at Derby?
Cashin,
He's at Derby
yeah,
County now.
great.
Oh, he's at Birmingham.
No,
oh,
he stank. He
was at
stank
Derby
at
for the
Birmingham.
second
He's
half of
stinking at
last
Birmingham.
season?
They hate him. Yeah.
Or did you sign him from Derby? Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
No, he
My
was.
brain's getting confused.
We signed him from Derby.
As it does a lot. Let's go on to the final position in the team before we talk about any honourable mentions we've not said. And I'm also going to throw a little curveball at you, and I'm going to ask you for a different category as well. But we'll save that for a minute. Strikers. I mean, I'm just looking at me and Kyle's team. Yeah, he's definitely sane. His brain works. Erling Haaland. I mean, there's not really much more anyone needs.
I've actually gone for Richarlison. I think he started really well. I'm joking. It's Erling Haaland.
Were you pretending to be Kyle there?
Yeah, I
that would have been Kyle.
It has to be Haaland. Yeah, let's not be silly now. Let's not disrespect
Danny Welbeck, anyone
in here. No,
he's such a joke, isn't he? Oh my god.
And also he's just. I mean, again, this is something else. If you haven't watched, go back and watch the last episode because we spoke about Haaland in quite a lot of depth. For me, it's just more his development as kind of a team player and a footballer. And my favourite thing about Haaland is that 100%. And he really sets the standard and sets an example because and I said this on Saturday. He knows how quick he is. So obviously, Matt, you weren't there, and I don't know if you've listened back yet. But if it looks like a team is counter-attacking on Man City, who do you always see sprinting his bollocks off back to get back in and defend? Erling Haaland every time. He absolutely loves it. And he knows he's the quickest, so he uses that not just for himself and for goal scoring, but also for defending. I just think he's come on leaps and bounds, obviously, to the top scorer in the league on 9 goals already in 7 games. I mean, he's been phenomenal. Matt, have you got anything else to add on Erling Haaland?
I think he's just added, as you say, a lot to his game and the ability to sort of take the game by the scruff of a neck now, and that's where he's really stepped up.
Anything else to add?
Role.
I just think like previously the biggest criticism you could have of him was that he doesn't get involved enough in the build up, or he only scores tap-ins, he only gets on the end of like moves from his teammates. But this is like obviously things that people have said about him in the past. But he makes goals now out of nothing. Like that goal against Brentford, like there is not another forward, I'd even say, in the world that receives the ball under that kind of pressure like he did, makes the space and finishes like that. Like he's just, honestly, he's a freak. And I feel like, much like Carl said the other day, I'm kind of just sick of people pretending that he's just a goal scorer. Like he is an absolute joke. He's probably one of the best players in the world. But
also the kind of opinion that he only scores
him in those conversations.
The kind of opinion that he only scores tap-ins is so lazy. If you watch like a compilation of his goals from just last year, I mean, the number of times his first touch is immaculate, especially inside the box. And I'll always have that opinion. His debut against West Ham away, he took the ball inside the box, one touch on his right foot, straight onto his left foot, bang, bottom corner, 1-0, like that. Like it was just absolutely
It's almost as if his touch is
outrageous.
Exclusively good in the box. Because he does have he does have a little mattress touch in him. He does have that in him. I have seen it. But as soon as he's in the box, it's like every single touch he takes is like inch perfect.
He's just
like he saves the good ones for the box.
And also, I think people also underestimate how hard it is to, like, I mean, against Monaco in the first half, I think he had 7 touches. I think it might have been less than that actually. But I was listening to one of the podcasts I listened to, and I think it was 7 touches, and he scored 2 goals. Do you know how hard that is? To touch the ball so little but be so clinical. I mean, we often talk. We used to talk quite a lot about strikers needing kind of a sighter, didn't they? And kind of like you needed to find your range a bit and have a shot to kind of get a feel for it. He doesn't need that. He can start a game, not touch the ball for half an hour. His first touch is a goal. It's just ridiculously clinical.
Well, I think about my 6-a-side and 8-a-side football that I play.
He's so
think about how many obviously
yeah.
It's just a comparison for the sake of it. But like, I'm at 6-a-side, surrounded by a bunch of 40-year-old men, and I'll score. If I score a goal, I would have took like 9 shots. And this bloke scores every fucking shot he takes. Every single shot he takes, he scores.
It's just outrageous.
It's just like he's an alien. There's not even pros that get close to him. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I completely agree. Right, I'm gonna go through I've got 3 honourable mentions that I didn't say. I think I'll give you each 3 or 4 each, because I know that we'd just be here all night otherwise. Yeah, exactly. So, sorry, buddy. I'll leave you till last. You can cut down that list because that's outrageous. Right, my 3. I've got Martin Zubimendi. I just think he's been brilliant. Just very, very much one of those players where if you watch him, you see the game. If you watch the game, you don't really see him. Enzo Fernandez, I think, has been really good. I think he's actually I think he's kind of becoming the player that everyone was kind of expecting him to be. I love how many goals he's scoring, and he's just a really consistent threat for Chelsea, especially on the counter-attack. I just think he's been great. And my final shout is Igor Thiago from Brentford, because I think that he's been really, really good. I think his performance against Manchester United was superb. I think he has, again, we talk about the kind of attributes needed to succeed and thrive in the Premier League, and I think he's been brilliant. He's strong. He's great at finishing. Again, he can feed off scraps. He kind of doesn't need that many chances to score. So, yeah, Igor Thiago for me is another honourable mention. Chart, give me a few of yours.
I've got one that OG listeners of the pod will not be surprised about this one, because I've been repping propaganda for this man.
Can I guess this one?
I was born. Again? And go on, guess it.
Yeah, Anton Stack. I was about to say Anton Stack.
Anton Stack, mate. Anton Stack. He's been class for Leeds, and I obviously, who would put him forward as a potential sign of the season. I don't know. Whoever would, they're a genius. Okay, but he is class, and that free kick was outrageous, and also he gets extra points because his Instagram posts are funny. Jadon Anthony has been really good. I think
Jadon Anthony is a great shout.
I think he's scored lots of goals for a team that don't score many goals, and a couple of assists as well. Great for bloke. I've got Zubimendi on the list, but I'll kind of brush past it because you've already mentioned it. The other one I did have it written down. You might have to go to Matt, and I'm going to try and remember who it was.
That's fine. Matt, can you give us yours?
I lost it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, let's not. Yeah, and then you can have a couple
speak in depth about like 3. Speak in depth.
I'll go through and then pick 3. Right. Okay. Yeah. Of course. I think you could genuinely have any of these, any 3 or any 5 of these honourable mentions. I've gone, right, I'll just run through them quick. Palhinha, Estevao, Zubimendi, Kudus, Ekatike, Anthony, Gravenberch, Garner, Njai, Josh King from Fulham, Xhaka, Quillinshi Hartman at Burnley,
nice.
Elliot Anderson.
That was solid from you.
Dean Henderson and Tonali.
Just really quickly, did I talk about Kyle's midfield?
So I'm going to pick.
I feel like I didn't. I don't know if I mentioned that he picked Palhinha. For some reason. Oh, did I?
No, you didn't mention. No, you didn't talk about his midfielders. No.
Kyle went for Zubimendi.
He's
and
outstanding.
Palhinha. I'm really sorry. Having doing
Palhinha.
Both of our teams at once is really confusing me for some reason. But yeah, anyway, sorry. Continue. Yeah, Kyle
I remembered my last one.
Yeah.
Try quickly because I remember my last one before I forget it again. Jordan Henderson. I'll say it quietly because people hate it, but he's actually been really good for Brentford. I think that was a really good bit of business. I think it was pretty safe. He was never just having an agenda awful for them.
I just have
I
an
have an
agenda
agenda
against him.
too. I think he's a knob, but he has been. I think he's been really solid for Brentford. I think that was a good bit of business. So,
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me.
For
It's just an
my,
opinion.
go
Don't
for it,
cancel me.
Matt.
I'm gonna go 5 subs if that's all right. I'm gonna go with this is tough. Elliot Anderson. He's just actually no. I'm gonna bin him off because of Forest, and they've just been a mess really. I'm gonna go with Paulinho. I'm gonna go with Zubmendi as well. I think you kind of have to put Ekatike and Kudus in there as well. And Tonali deserves to be in
He's
there.
been brilliant.
I'm
He's
going to go
been
with Jaden
really,
Anthony
really
because he
good.
genuinely
And I think, like
deserves it.
Charles
Shout
said,
out you, Jaden. Shout out you.
yeah, shout out Jane Anthony there if he's listening. I doubt he will be. No, I think I like what Charlie said about
He
there
loves
being
it, mate.
kind
He
of
loves more of a six.
about there being kind of like each team having kind of an entertainer, because it always used to be like that, and it kind of felt like for a couple of years we kind of swayed away from that. But I feel like now most teams in the Premier League have kind of like a proper, like someone that's fun to watch, and gets you off your seat a bit. And Jaden Anthony is definitely one of those. Also, Matt, great shout,
And
Ekatike.
those that don't,
Yeah, I could
he's so
for some
good,
reason just
Bit of an
completely
underrated shout.
skip past him in my mind.
Because people
Right,
disrespect
before
him a
we
little
wrap
bit.
up, I'm going to ask you each a question. We're going to go with your manager of the season so far. So we'll go to. Do you guys want a minute to think about it, and I can discuss mine? You've got yours.
no,
Okay, well,
it's easy.
I've got mine.
It is,
Come on now.
And I hate it.
and I
but
haven't
I've
just
got
asked
mine.
it to talk about him. For me, Oliver Glasner, without doubt. I mean, look at what he's done. It's just absolutely outrageous, and it only looks like it's going to get better. So that's all. That's all I need to say, really. Matt.
Oliver Glasner. I really like him, to be honest. And I love a back three. I just love a back three so much. And how he's got the team performing, it's pragmatic, and that I'm dying to see some pragmatism at Brighton. Oh my God, just something that works, and that's exactly what Glasner has. Yeah, I'm dying for it, man. And yeah, Glasner it's not just his management as well. It's his like off-field stuff as well. He just comes across as such a good bloke as well. And I know him and Hertz are really good friends as well. And he's just a class bloke all round.
I assume you have one answer and one answer only.
I'm going to go for Roy Hodgson. I think he's been great. No, all jokes aside though, I have gone for Glasner, but I want to briefly mention the master of Haramble, because Mikel Arteta has actually I think they've been really good this year. I think bar the Liverpool game where obviously they got beat by.
Yeah,
he's not actually the master of it. It's that who's the manager? Is it Getafe? Bordelas?
Yeah,
have you seen how they play, mate? Have you seen how they play?
They are the
I
most
love it.
Bordelas,
I love
Haramble
thing I've ever seen. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely outrageous. I think
Gone.
They came to the Amex in a pre-season friendly, right? A couple years ago. And not only it was the Haramble, but it was a wasting time. It's a pre-season friendly,
mate,
you're wasting time.
When
I love it. And
fake
also just
injuries,
the
bloody fouling.
Arteta getting bloody
man.
pickpockets, stuff like that. It's just fucking what you doing, mate.
He's so funny.
What you doing?
The RAF fighter pilots, everything. Honestly, I think you could. I
saw someone the other day saying, and I was. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go on. I think there's a little bit of a delay, so.
I think the Arsenal. There was an Arsenal fan, and he was on Twitter, and he was going, there was a tweet about how many long throws there have been sent to the box, and how this season there's already been like over 60% of how many there were in the whole of last season, and this Arsenal fan was like going, Arteta has been doing long throws for 2 years. Everyone used to mock him. He's just setting trends. Soon enough, you have RAF pilots flying over Palace's training ground, and Spurs players getting pickpocketed and all of this. And it's quite funny. was good.
Honestly, can we also just take a minute, seeing as we're just talking about things just generally a little bit now to end this episode? Why does the entire football world hate Palace right now? I've seen so many people saying that we're like becoming like Arsenal 2.0, like cringe FC. Oh, piss off. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know,
Oh.
in Domino's bio on Twitter, it says Palace losing streak, 1 game. Like, what? I just don't understand what's going on. It's absolutely
Crazy hate
mental.
watch.
I've never seen anything like it, honestly.
So I
Anyways,
told you. What did I tell you? What did I tell you at the start of the season?
Hey, we're
I was
unbeaten in
talking about
4.
the Florian
We're
Wirtz,
unbeaten in 4.
statistics that came up on Sky about his like unsuccessful dribbles and ball passes given away. There is a trend in football that is moving towards hatred. Nobody likes seeing anyone else do well. It's a trend in football, and if you're doing well,
Yes.
I bet there were hundreds of people out there preying on our downfall the entirety of that unbeaten run. Because people
There
don't
were.
like seeing other people succeed.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like
world's
literally
a sad
every
place.
account in the world. The world, yeah. Come on, guys, do better, guys. Anyway, I think that's probably just about enough for today's episode of More of a Six. Thank you, boys, very much. That was a very fun episode. Lots of laughs. I hope that you enjoyed, and let us know if you agree or disagree with any of our teams. Let us know what your team of the season so far is in the comments. And without further ado, we will see you very, very soon for another episode. Thank you and goodbye.